recognize we lost a great member of the Pirates family today in Dave Parker, and what he meant to the team, to the city, icon here in Pittsburgh. And just want to send our thoughts and prayers out to his family, and I know to all the Pirates fans too, that remember him playing in huge games here, and I just want to acknowledge that before we start on today's game.
Does it make you feel good though, knowing a day when you're celebrating his life and legacy, that you're able to get a win in that fashion?
Oh man, yeah, I'm sure he's smiling. It was a heck of a win, heck of a ball game with all things considered, from rain delay to bullpen to offense. I don't even know where to start, honestly.
You start with Braxton and just his readiness to come in that moment. Something, a young guy, it just seems like no matter where you've needed him, he stepped up and rose to the occasion.
Yeah, he has. He starting a game, coming in relief, whether there's guys on, not on, and he comes in that situation after a long rain delay, is always prepared, poised, did a tremendous job again today, was efficient, getting some length into the fifth inning there, and did an outstanding job. And then, from there to be able to bridge it, Santana coming in the fifth inning, being able to shut that down and go off for the sixth. And then, I don't think we talk enough about what Caleb Ferguson has done and meant to this team, and multi-inning again today through the heart of their order. Just another outstanding job by him, and Betty coming in and finishing it.
With the offense, you're kind of able to do it in multiple ways. Like in the second, you strung 5 hits together, and then in the eighth, you drew a couple walks, mixed in some hits and everything like that. Just kind of what overall performance from the offense and just putting good bats together.
Yeah, good at bats together throughout the lineup. I know Matt Hagen and I were talking in that second inning. There were 5 singles in a row that were up there, and you can score a lot of runs by hitting some singles and running the bases well. And we did that, going first to third a few times, finding ways to just pass the baton like we talked about, lengthen the lineup out, continue to later in the game get those walks, get the base hits, a couple doubles, and it was really, really nice to add on there at the end too.
Going into the fifth inning, that's obviously one of the bigger spots in the game, and you use one of your leverage arms. Do you communicate with Dennis that might be an option right there? What goes into, he's a guy who usually pitches the 8th or 9th.
Yeah, he's that's the fantastic thing about everybody in our bullpen. We talk about it. We talk about different situations that can come up. I can't, you never know that it's going to be the 5th, but things start rolling there. And Ash gave us everything that he had, and then to be able to go to Santana and get out of that, and for him to be able to go back out in the 6th, trying to communicate as much as we can with them. He was ready to roll and did a fantastic job. And when you talk about the bullpen, and there are no egos out there. Sometimes we've used Santana, early on closing, Bednar in the 8th, Caleb Ferguson in the 5th, 6th, 7th. They're ready to take the ball and have done a fantastic job coming out of the pen.
How much of that had to do with using Shug last night? That's the kind of role he might have been in.
Yeah, it could have been Shug in that situation, using him. And when you're looking at a bullpen game too today, and making sure that we've got coverage tomorrow, from guys that could go multiple, just trying to piece it all together, and to be able to go to our 3 leverage guys there with Santana, Ferguson, and Betty to cover, 4 2/3. Outstanding job.
One thing that might have kind of got lost and everything was IKF's tag in the 4th, covering for Hayes. Just what did you see there? What did you think of it?
Unbelievable heads-up play. I mean, and when you talk about Izzy, he's a baseball player, man. And to be over there, to be able to pick that up and make that heads-up play was unbelievable.
How good was it to get some insurance in the 8th?
Really good. Yeah, it was, stringing those at-bats together. Canario coming in, getting a walk. We threw some walks together, guys running the bases really well. And we did a fantastic job continuing, Nick Gonzalez lining up all to right, got one to center and going, staying up the middle and the other way. And I think it's been, a little recipe for success here, taking what the pitchers are giving us and not trying to do too much.
Talked to Key this morning about everything he's done to keep his back in shape and how he had to adjust his swing kind of more up, toward right field. 7-game hit streak, including a couple today RBIs. Just thoughts about his game recently?
Man, his game recently has been really, really good. I think that going back to the offseason and what he went through and the work that he put in with his back, the routine that he got on, how diligent he's been throughout the season to maintain that and keep himself in a position to be able to play every day. And he's adjusting back now and getting in a little groove at the plate. He's doing a tremendous job, and we see the defense that, you know, for him, there have been times that he's not swinging the bat the way that he knows he can, but it has not affected. He's out there killing it on defense every single day and working hard, and now really happy for him to see the swing coming around and him having some success at the plate.
Is there something that's clicking lineup wide for over the last 2 days?
Hard to say. You know, I think that we've put some good at-bats together, continue to, you know, string it together and pass the baton. I think the guys are just going up there maybe a little bit more relaxed. I don't know, but the compete has been there. We haven't been giving at-bats away, you know, grinding through and figuring out a way to put the ball in play and you know, score some runs, which is fun.
How much did that rain delay give you a chance for a little bit of a reset, given that you were down 1 and had 2 runners on, you know, when you resumed the game?
Oh man, they're all, you know, unfortunately, we get used to them here, you know, dealing with a lot of weather here in Pittsburgh, and I think the guys respond pretty well coming out of it. And, you know, hat tip to Ash there, being able to come in and after a long rain delay, settle things down and get out of that and give us a chance, and then the offense to, you know, really string together. I think it was 5 base hits in a row and push across 3. Great job by them.
Were you surprised at all that New York sent out Blackburn after the delay?
Man, you know, we talked about this with Milwaukee. It's hard to. I've got enough going on with our club to, you know, know who they're gonna send out, and it's you know, up to each team to figure that out.
What's kind of a limit in your mind for a pitcher to sit out before the delay becomes too long?
I think everybody's different, and it's a case-by-case basis, and figuring out, you know, guys can go in the cage and throw and try to stay loose and be ready to go out. I think that it's always a case-by-case basis. I don't personally rely on Oscar and our pitching guys to really guide and direct that, and you know, figure out what's best for each guy and for the team overall.
Thank you.